You close your firm down in this market. I don't blame you. Good afternoon. It's November 19th, 2025, and it's a Wednesday. We are in the 8 p.m. hour, and settlement is 6661 and a half. Yesterday, and since the week started, we've done this. Reach back below contract open. Today on Wednesday, which is in theory should be when the algorithm resets itself and starts going on what it should want to do, leaving us with a really good Thursday close by tomorrow. All we did at New York was bounce off a 4 a.m. low. So right at 9:30, we bounced off 4 a.m. low, came back, hit the New York highs here, rebalanced back to 4 a.m. and never really hit, you know, I mean, yeah, you could call it London low, but it's really just 4 a.m. Never comes back to the day's low, which is now the previous day's low, and it takes out previous day's high, as we are here after the market has closed and the overnight market has started. So this is the 1 a.m. for Monday. This is the last call for this should be where bears are going to step up, and tomorrow we should see, in theory, if this is a bear market, something that would keep us going lower to eventually this week low here, and then the September low, and then all the other lows. If this is a bubble and the things are supposed to start going in place. We still don't have jobs data. It doesn't seem like we're going to be getting jobs data in the middle of the month. Looks like we're just going to have to wait until December to have a opinion on what we would need to be doing. So this will probably be my last report, in theory, until November comes out, until December starts, because this is all, as we know right now. Now that we're chopping around contract open, we've tagged it here, and now we've gone fully under it here. It would be best to just call it a month and maybe even a year, because there's just simply nothing here for a decision. This would be the last time that you would at least try to hit the all-time highs. Again, we've already snagged the all-time highs on this contract already, the previous all-time highs on this contract already, and now we are just chopping around its range at this point. So there's pretty much nothing that we could go for the rest of the contract other than here, the contract low. As I'll call it here, the contract low. So we can really just pretty much update this and call this the contract low. This is the contract low. 6541 and 2/4. This is pretty much it for the rest of the year. I can't really in faith in terms of a cash holder and someone who wants to hold cash, in terms of someone that's listening to everything that's going on in this market, at least said to be going on in this market. There's really nothing to call long term other than just lows and holding whatever low positions you have. So if you bought something up here and you're holding it and you still haven't sold it, that's your prerogative. If you've taken this low here and you're holding this as well, that's your prerogative. And then if you're holding this low here, the contract low, that's just your prerogative. Day to day, there's just nothing to really talk about anymore, because now overnight we're going to hit this. We've hit this high here. We could hit the week's high up here by the end of the week, and then who knows what could happen here. So essentially, this is everything below contract open at this point is just the last place that you could buy reliably. There's nothing that you can really go for other than just, like this is already the consummate encouragement of this month's wick, of October's wick. Feel me? There's pretty much nothing else that you could do here, other than keep catching lows. We have no idea if we're really going to go into the bull market that we want to see. This is added daily volume here. This is added daily volume here. This is the start of the week. So what they could do, since because this week's open opened at the top level that we've been looking at and we've been calling, they could easily just do what they did at November's open, tag that, and then keep going lower. So that's the bear move. That's the bear move here. The bull move is just buying on every red candle at this point. Buying on every closed red candle. At this point, that's the only bull strategy that you can really have right now. But in terms of the bear strategy, it's tagging the open of Monday's open to then go lower to contract low. And in theory, if the streets are right about what they're supposed to be, what they see in terms of bubbles and all this other stuff, it would be those lows that would be targets. Long term, if we really are in a bubble bursting situation, it's not the year's low. So I just want to get ahead of this. If this is my last report, if we are in a bubble, 2024 low is not the bottom. That's a weak bottom. At best, it should be 2022. 2022's low. And the dream scenario, if this is the bubble that's bursting, the dream scenario, again, will be COVID low. So it's either one of those two, either one of those three lows if this is a bubble. So essentially, yeah, on SPY, you have to see this hold here. But all of this since the end of October is just nasty, untradeable, and you can't do anything about this. This on SPY has added daily volume, and they've already rejected the high of that Tuesday of yesterday's high, so they could go lower off of this discount here essentially. Premium here. So this candle's premium has been tagged. They should still hit the week open. But if they tag the week open and reject it and keep going lower, then that's just more bearishness. So in terms of cash, we're pretty much done for the rest of the year. If you caught the bottom earlier this year in April and were confident and said, yeah, I'm buying this bottom, congratulations, that was a really good move. You should probably either go here or take profit now up here. Take something off up here and then put the rest at break even down here. Because we need to know if this is really a bubble. We need to know. As I've been saying since at least the beginning of November, show me the bubble. Show me the bubble. Show me the bubble. Show me the bubble. Right now, this isn't showing me the bubble, but it's somewhat showing me the bubble. So that's why this is pretty much the last. This could be the last report for the year. I could be lying to you right now, but as of now, what it feels like, this is probably the last report of the year. And everything I'll say will just be said in the private group chat day to day. Someone threw out December 16th around that area, and it had to do with bubbles, AI bubbles. So we'll see what happens in December. But I think at this point, in the way that things are moving right now, we got to reconvene at the beginning of the year. Yeah, I'm gonna do another report tomorrow with better audio and hopefully with a better voice, repeating everything I said here. But essentially, that's the story. Let me just peek at crypto again, because this is something I was buying somewhere up here, and I have no plans on selling it. Still looking at this fair value gap here. This open here for this day coincides with May's open, so they could tag it one more time and then finally invert this fair value gap. I don't think they would come back to this one, but for brevity's sake, we will mark it nonetheless. So they could come back up to this and reject it, but the bull scenario will be inverting this. But right now, what it looks like is that they'll tag this Monday open, i.e. May, previous May's open, and then keep going lower. A couple of weeks ago, I said this didn't look good. I'm looking at a bullish candle here right now, and what I see is the last bullish scenario here. And we will see how all of this plays out. Contract. Yeah, would you look at that? I said December 16th is a date that someone threw out. That is the date of the next contract. So how about this? And I'll try not to lie here. Next contract open, December 16th, we'll do another report and see what we want to see. But for now, just good luck every day. Just be patient every day. This is becoming very unreadable. It's hard to know if you could, like, in terms of, my whole thing is trying to operate off of 4 a.m.'s high. 4 a.m.'s open. And it's getting hard to operate off of that. So here, they tag 4 a.m. open in shorts. But you don't know if they're going to take the low here or buy. You don't know. Same deal here. It's 4 they go for it right at 4 a.m. You could mistakenly think it's this fair value gap or this fair value gap here. At 9 o'clock, what do? They essentially take the lower day up to 7 o'clock at the most, and then go lower and goes for it right at lunch, making it untradeable from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Then at lunch, they dump everything. Another deal goes here, right at 9 o'clock. After all of this, what do? They take out the low of the day and go all the way up to the settlement candle's high. Are you expecting that? Maybe. Are you looking out for contract open at that point and say, okay, so maybe we'll buy contract open. Maybe at that point. Very, very, very tough to read. Very tough to read. Here's 4 a.m. right here. Goes for it and never comes back. God forbid you're looking at these lows. You're cooked. And not only, God forbid, are you looking at these lows here, take it all the way down here, and you're cooked. Hard to be right now, it's very confusing to be a bull right now. Because we gapped up here, and we've completely filled that gap, and now we're low here. So this is the last, like I said, I think I said this before, this is the last real buying opportunity here. Yeah, that's the last buying opportunity here. I think I've exhausted pretty much everything I wanted to say, but essentially going back to wrap things up, contract low is either contract low or now is the last buying opportunity. So because we have people shutting down their entire firms over this market. What are we supposed to do? So we'll see. All right, you have a blessed day.